Hello again and welcome to Ndudu by Fafa. Hello again and welcome to Ndudu by Fafa. My name is Fafa Gilbert and I'm the chef in the house. Now today on the menu we have this beautiful Za'Atar infused bread swirls. It's a mouthful but equally delicious. Now this recipe uses one of my favorite spice mix, which is the Za'Atar spice mix. You can get the Za'Atar spice mix from most supermarkets, but to make your own you will need your marjoram. Also you will need your sesame seeds. So I've got the white sesame seeds and also the black sesame seeds. You don't necessarily need the black sesame seeds, but I like it for that difference and that, it gives it that beautiful black speck in the mixture, which I do enjoy. But you don't need that. You can just use the plain normal sesame seeds, which is fine. Now I just want to add some aromatic flavor to this mixture, so I'm just adding a little bit of cumin seeds, which would do that perfectly. And I've got my wild thyme. You can use a normal dried thyme, but I think the wild thyme actually is more intense and is much better. And then oregano as well. Now the mixture of this, I'm going to also include sumac. Sumac has this lemony taste. So this is a herby, intense herby, lemony packed flavor. It's refreshing and the cumin just adds that beautiful aroma to it. Now I'm just going to add some salt, sea salt, or you can use your Himalayan pink salt, not a problem. Mix everything together till it's well combined. So now let's start actually making our bread. So to a bowl, add 310 grams of your strong bread flour, 150 grams of natural yogurt, about 15 milliliters of extra virgin oil, 1 teaspoonful of salt, 1 teaspoonful of sugar, 1 tablespoonful of dry yeast, and transfer all the dry ingredients into your mixing bowl and mix everything till it's well combined. At this point, I'm actually just going to be adding my olive oil. Yes, because I just want to make sure I have the right moisture. So I add my olive oil and then also add my yogurt. So I'm going to mix everything together and knead it as well by using the bread hook actually for my mixer. And this I'm actually going to mix for about 10 to 15 minutes. Now if it does happen that you don't have your mixer and you are doing this by hand, then you need to knead the mixture for about 20 to 25 minutes so it's nice and stretchy and springy. So of course I'm now adding 65 milliliters of warm water, lukewarm water, not some water that is too hot, because if it is, it would actually kill the yeast and it means that your bread won't rise. So after 10 to 15 minutes, your dough should be nice and springy and it should just be perfect and ready for you to actually leave to rise. So as you can see here, this is the consistency that you actually want for your bread dough. It's stretchy, it's just beautiful, and I'm actually just using the olive oil to actually, just knead it. So I just placed it back in the mixer, covered with a cling film, placed it in a warm place, which is right in front of my oven, and that just quickened up the process, which took about 45 minutes. And yes, it's doubled up in size. So now my dough is actually ready for me to do my infusions. So now that my dough is ready, I'm actually just going to flour my surface and I'm going to portion my dough and work my dough out. You're going to see exactly what I'll be doing. So this is where the spice mix comes in. So I've got this beautiful soft dough and I'm also oiling my bread pan. So once you've actually oiled your bread pan, just leave it on the side. And for each portion of dough that you actually roll out, you roll it out and you actually just smear it with some olive oil. Reason is, when I actually do sprinkle the mixed spice in, it sticks. So now that I've got that perfect shape now, I'm just going to brush this bread dough with the olive oil as I mentioned earlier. Sprinkle it with the Za'Atar spice mix. Here we go. Roll it. Roll it, yes, and then divide this into equal portions and then place it in the baking tray. This is how simple it is, but it's so decorative and it looks all decadent and it's like so you repeat this process till you've actually used up all your dough and you've actually filled it with your Za'Atar spice. Now, the next question might be, can I use any other spice? Yes, you can be as creative, you know. This is the whole point about this channel, is to encourage you to be creative, to think outside the box, to actually do that little unusual twist, but then you might enjoy it. And if you don't, hey, look, you can always go back to your original ways of doing things. So now that you've actually packed everything into your baking tray and it just looks beautiful, look, if you need some space, just use a finger to make that space and just insert the bread swirls in there, which is just beautiful. You know, some of them might be higher, lower, it doesn't matter. It just gives it that character, actually. So I'm just brushing some olive oil onto the surface of my bread swirls, and I'm going to cover this with a cling film because I'm going to leave this to actually rise. You can also add that little extra Za'Atar on top as well, so that it sticks, so that, you know, it's more intense. So I'm going to leave this to rise for about 40 to 45 minutes, so it's just to double up in size, and also preheat my oven to 180 degrees. And then once it's doubled up in size, I actually just place it in the oven. I'm just going to bake this for about 25 minutes to 30 minutes. Bread is ready when you tap it and you have that hollow sound. So now here we have the beautiful bread. And guess what? I'm just going to brush it with some olive oil so that it's soft on the surface. I just don't want it to be crusty, but you can leave it crusty if you wish. And also, whilst it's hot, what I'm actually going to do is sprinkle it with some fresh oregano, and that would actually infuse its flavor into the bread as well. So you see, it's all about the infusion with me. Allow your bread to rest for about 5 to 7 minutes, and then remove it from its case. And here we have the pièce de résistance. Now, this is just a pull apart. You know, you can get the family together, you pull it apart. You can have it with a guacamole. You can have it with the smoky aubergine, the baba ganoush. You can also have it with the chimichurri sauce, and also that spinach sauce. So this is like a dish that I'd say you can actually increase the amount of flavor that you add to it. It's easy, This is not any other food. Ndudu, look how fluffy it is and just beautiful. I hope you've actually enjoyed this recipe and you are inspired to try it. It's 2018 and I'm bringing you skirmishes. Yes, if you are inspired by this recipe, do not hesitate to actually try it and leave a comment with your feedback. Do not forget to click that subscribe button if you haven't subscribed yet. And you'd find the transcripts of this recipe on my blog ndudubyfafa.blogspot.com, so do check that out. And yes, I'm also on Facebook and Instagram and Twitter as Ndudu, so you can always pass by and say hi. Now, I do have a lot of requests that people are asking for, like vegetarian dishes. So yeah, you have some vegetarian options here. I'm doing my best. I'm taking care of everybody. Yes, do show me some love. I appreciate each and every one of you, and thank you so much for making 2017 amazing. You guys, you rock. Until next time, thank you very much for watching. Take care of you and always be beautiful.